wee dance there. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, and welcome to probably the biggest game in English football still. You can tell your Manchester Cities that they think that, Manchester United, Manchester City is the biggest game to them. But to Liverpool and Manchester United fans, this is the game that everyone looks forward to when the calendar is read out, etc. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Sophie Richards from our brilliant channel, HairDryerTreatment. How are you doing, Sophie?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Doug. How are you? And thanks for having me on.
Oh, pleasure. I'm really good, thank you. Really, really good. Yeah, it's quite amazing that you guys are top of the league. How are you actually feeling going into this game?
It was jokey on my stream the other day after the game. We kept saying top of the league. We were spamming the chat saying top of the league, top of the league, top of the league. But then realistically, we've got to stay grounded, just take it one game at a time. I'd agree. I never imagined we'd be top of the league. A few months ago, you never would have thought it, but we are. And I think now it's a different challenge for us because once you're at the top, it's about whether you can handle that pressure. And like I said, I think we've got to take it one game at a time. And what a game to start that with a massive game this weekend.
Yeah, it is massive, and I would never have gone into this game thinking that you guys would be, top of the league, and I wouldn't have even thought 1 week we're losing 7-2 to Aston Villa, you're losing 6-1 to Tottenham, and then the next game, and then there's another game where we win 7-0 against Crystal Palace, and you win 6-2 against Leeds. It's just been that unpredictable season.
Yeah, it has, and that's what I mean. I'm not getting too carried away with it. Obviously, it's nice to be at the top. It's a nice feeling, but it's still pretty early. And like you said, there's been some mad results already. With no fans being in, there's still going to be mad results, no doubt about that. I'm just hoping that we're on the right side of those results. But yeah, and also I think a big thing is keeping players fit. I mean, off air we were just talking about Boye and how crucial he is for us. Players like that we need to keep fit. We know he's made of glass, and I'm just praying that he can stay fit. But it makes for an interesting context. I mean, obviously, Liverpool without certain players this season already, and then players like Jota, who have been influential, have got injured as well. I just hope that none of our key players get injured. And if they don't, then I think we're in with a real chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the best home record in the Premier League versus the best away record in the Premier League, because the last game you guys lost was that game at Anfield last season.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's going to be a really tight affair. I really do. Someone just said in the chat, all the pressure's on United. All the pressure's on you. Sorry, United can just settle for a point, and I'd agree with that. But I think if we're going to defend and hold out for a point, we already know that we can concede goals, and I think we can't do. I think that's a foolish way to go into it. I think for us this season, attack is our best form of defence, and that might make it a very entertaining and a very open game. But I think just sitting in, I think it'd be a matter of time until you break the deadlock, so we can't do that.
Absolutely. Right, let's say hello to a few people. Hello, Jack Mac. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're keeping safe and well. Yep, absolutely. Rich Sports is in. Hello, Rich. Check his preview out later, 10:15. I would check that out as well. Got my notifications off of that one. Even to Hella, even to Nathan as well. Seamus, Scotty. This is the biggest. Yes, absolutely. I think everyone can tell that. Good evening, Shane. Evening, hope you're both well. I'm good, thank you, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Hello to George. Hope you're doing well. Yes, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But there's a wee thing down at the bottom there where it's basically saying subscribe to me, but subscribe to Sophie. She's closing on 15k. So let's hopefully get her to that one tonight. Hopefully.
That would be great.
And the United Way is in. What's good, dog? Much love, Sophie, as well. Liz is in. All the pressure is on United. I've just seen that. We have to win. Still 21 league games to go. Yeah, absolutely. No point in relying on Matt staying fit. I'd rather rely on Weetabix being available in supermarkets.
And loo roll as well.
Yes. Yeah. United have been grinding out results last few games, whereas Liverpool have dominated games and can score. Going to be a very interesting game. Looking forward to it. Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say, I mentioned about not keeping clean sheets, but I think that's a good point. Last few games, I think we have shown that different side with Boye coming in. We have been a bit more resilient, so who knows?
Yeah, and you have a 63% win rate with him in the side, so that does worry me. That does worry me a little bit. Maintaining the top spot is the real challenge. Yeah, Absolutely. Evening both, low scoring draw written all over this. I think if you had asked me before the game, I wouldn't take a draw. I think it's all about winning this game because obviously Manchester United are top. Liverpool, if they win, they go back top. So big game this one. But as I said, now I did say to you off air that I did have a good couple of questions for you. What is your favourite memory of this game?
Anfield is up there for me. That little goal where he did obviously scored a double on that day, but that overhead kick, that goal, I just remember running around my house just screaming at that goal. I love Mata anyway. I know Di Maria got the assist, and at that time I was thinking Di Maria is the next best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, I think that goal in particular, the way he took it was just class by Mata in that game. I mean, both goals were good, but that one, a little kind of like sided overhead kick, wasn't it? Scissor kick, that's the word I'm looking for. That goal for me was just class.
Yeah, I mean, what's my favourite? Probably, the 4-1 at Old Trafford. I'll always remember that because I remember you guys went ahead. I think Ronaldo scored that day, and then all of a sudden we got back to 1-1, then went ahead 2-1, and then Village gets one of his many red cards against Liverpool, and then that was 3-1, and then Andrea Dossena. I mean, how can you let Andrea Dossena score against you? But no, 2009 was probably one of my favourites. The game last year, I think there was a lot of saying because the game last year, like you had so many. I remember Pereira's chance where if he just connects with his left foot, he scores. And that would have been 1-1. And that game, like the buzz there. The atmosphere as well, but that is something that's not going to happen this week. Is the atmosphere? Is it going to be weird without no crowd?
Yeah, I think it is definitely going to be weird. The Manchester derby, sure, it affected that. Let's just hope it's not another game like that. Talk about moments though. I want to say Martial, obviously, where he retired Skirtle. That game, yeah, that one was mad. Yeah, that's another one that's up there for me. But yeah, I think no fans. It's weird, isn't it? Look. Players like McTominay, Rashford, this rivalry is embedded into them. Like they'll be up for this game, no two ways about it. And I think it's just getting that across to the players who are probably newer to this fixture. Like this rivalry runs deep, and getting them players fired up. But being top of the league against the rival, against the reigning champions, shouldn't need any more getting up for this game, surely.
No, absolutely not. Champions versus leaders. I think Sky have done it as well. Let's see what some of you are saying. Hello to Jordan Hyman. You're doing well. Subscribe to Sophie. She's great. I don't love her team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Doug. Really nervous about that match. All the best, says Dane Richards. Thank you. Cantona's return, says United Way. Oh, yeah. 2-2.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah. And the one below it, to be fair, is.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes, a Christmas gift. I remember that game. As well. It's just when you're growing up as well. Football isn't as what I want. Is for the first time since Sir Alex, I genuinely feel confident in us going and taking 3 points and keeping a clean sheet. Need to play a back four, not a back five. Yeah, we will get into team selections later on. My favourite Liverpool Man United match was that recent one where Rashford turned Trent and said, "Oh yeah, of course, that was a good one." But yeah, I believe Eric Bailly scored an OG in that game as well, if I remember that. Pressure on Liverpool no win in the last 3 games. Pressure on Liverpool no win in the last 3 games. Yeah, honestly, you're probably playing us at the right time, to be honest with you. But as we say, form does go out the window. De Gea's back in good form. Won't be easy to score against them. Yeah, De Gea's always seems to perform against Liverpool. Always does. And especially at Anfield as well. If Pogba decides to show up, Liverpool could actually lose. Yeah. Now, one of these things that I was actually checking, Paul Pogba has never started at Anfield. Do you think he will start at the weekend?
I think it all depends on Tony Martial, because I think if Martial starts, my front three would be Martial on one side, Rashford on the other, Cavani centrally, and then I think we'd go with McFred, so McTominay and Fred holding, Bruno just in front, and I don't think Pogba makes that. However, if Martial is injured, then we've seen Pogba play out on that left-hand side sometimes. We may revert to that formation. And to be fair, I think Pogba's probably had his best performances playing on that left-hand side as well, out on the left. So I think it could happen, but I think it depends on Martial. you'd say after Pogba played in United deserves to start, but it just seems that Ollie trusts McTominay and Fred in the big games.
Yeah, definitely. Favourite goal for me, John Arnorisa's free kick. Oh, that, honestly, you could put two keepers in there. Bartes was not saving that, and I don't even think De Gea would have been able to save that either. I'm already nervous. Going to be a long 3 days, says Hella. Yeah, I think everyone is, to be honest with you. If we're keeping a clean sheet, United winning the game, it's only going to be a 1-0 game, says the United way. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Maguire plus Bailly or Maguire plus Twansebi, hopefully. Yeah. Bailly and Maguire for you?
Definitely Bailly and Maguire for me. I wouldn't be surprised if Lindelof starts, to be honest, because that seems to happen. Like I say, it's about players that Ollie trusts, and he seems to trust Lindelof. But last few games, you'd have to say Bailly deserves to be starting in this game. Like, he's literally transformed us. Harry Maguire performed better with Bailly alongside him. Just more confidence at the back because we've got a bit more pace. And with Liverpool's attack, I think pace is crucial. So I would definitely start him.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack Mack, LFC, my good friend Jack. Last year's game was the first game that we believed. It gave us so much confidence winning 2-0. It was 2-0. It was 2-0. Home, going to be a tricky game. Interested to see who plays centre back for United. Eric Bailly has been fantastic. Yeah, Eric Bailly has been fantastic since he's came back to the Manchester United team, and they've kept clean sheets because of that. Please ask. Yep, I got that. Thank you. United will lose. They won't come from Anfield for the. But form goes out the window. Form goes out the window when it comes to these kind of games.
That run has got to stop at some point. I'm just saying, It's got to end at some point. And will it be Sunday? Who knows? But it's got to end at some point.
I know. And your away record has to end at some point as well.
Exactly. Completely. Like you said, something's got to give.
Something has to give as well. Right. So, the overall head-to-head. So, Liverpool have won 77. There have been 67 draws, and Manchester United have won 88. Anfield, Liverpool won 41. Draws have been 20, and Manchester United have won 25. How would you sum up your season? Because obviously, I know there has been there's been a lot of talk of us, obviously, over Ollie, who has to have a lot of credit for getting Man United to, top. You went out of the Champions League. Do you think that Thursday, Sunday football is going to affect you?
I think, to be fair, Ollie is not afraid to rotate his squad. And I think players like Van der Beek, you've seen, are not getting a look in at the minute, and we've definitely improved our squad depth in that sense. So as long as we rotate players, especially until we get to the latter stages, then I think we can cope with that. We've coped with it in the past, and we've got a stronger squad now than what we did have. So last few years, so I'd say we could cope with it. In terms of summing the season up, I think it's been a bit of a mad one. Like, I've just seemed to see United fans Ollie in, Ollie out, Ollie constantly, and it's been frustrating at times. But I think you can see the process now, and I think a lot of fans are starting to realise the process. Like I said, the squad depth is improving. The way that we are playing football is better. Ollie's getting certain players performing. But let's not get it twisted. There will be points this season where the Ollie outers will come back out because we've lost a game or we've dropped points or whatnot. We're not under any illusion we're going to go unbeaten. Like you say, we're top of the league now. It's about where we go from here and see how we cope with that pressure. But I just think that it's been a mad season in terms of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and opinions on him, how much it's fluctuated. Literally game by game, it's changed. And I think now the fans who have shown the faith in him, the club have shown faith in him, I think we're slowly starting to reap the rewards.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack's asked a very interesting question. What have you been most impressed with United this season from a tactical point of view?
I think going forwards, we've just been so much more exciting to watch. We've had a bit more freedom going forwards. Cavani coming in, I think, it gives us a plan B as well. He's not the same kind of striker as Martial. You can see from what we've seen of Cavani already, he's a great signing. But I think the way that we've got more freedom and more fluency going forwards, that's been my most impressive thing. I think so many times you've seen us be passing it sideways, slow tempo to our game, not a lot of movement. And I do think that is improving. As long as we can back that up with keeping clean sheets, then you'd say that that's a great recipe to have. But I think attacking, I think we've been far more entertaining to watch. And as football fans, we want to be entertained.
Yeah, absolutely. What have you made of Liverpool this season?
injuries have hit them hard. If I'm honest, I think the Van Dijk injury was a massive blow. Obviously, the manner in which it happened as well. I think there was a bit of taste in the mouth for Liverpool after that. But yeah, I think he's the heart and soul of Liverpool, and taking him out of it, it's a bit like if we touch wood, if we were to lose Bruno Fernandes, I think that would have a big implication on us as well. Yeah, I think you still obviously got quality players. I think it's just more about, I don't know, playing the consistent lineup. And like you say, with injuries, it's hard, especially with centre backs, for example. It's hard to have that consistency in your lineup, and that's one thing that Liverpool had. Their starting lineup barely changed last season. Maybe one or two players would swap, but they had that core that never changed. And this season, you don't have that.
Yeah, I think that's something that we've really struggled with is the changing of the centre backs. But then again, as Chris well says, Matip is made reliable of Weetabix, and as you say, Weetabix is better. Weetabix is more reliable for sure. I just want to win this game. Losing not acceptable. Very interesting. Does the fact we're playing twice in the week factor into this? What do you think?
I think it does, but especially clubs that are used to being in Europe, I'm sure they can cope with it. I really am, especially squad sizes and being able to rotate key players. I wouldn't think it'd have too much of an implication, but obviously you've got to protect your key players. You've got to protect key players and be able to rotate. Otherwise, fatigue will come into it, of course.
Last season we would have drawn against Wolves, Villa, and Burnley. There's a different mentality in the squad now. What a send off for Phil Jones come the end of the season of the Premier League.
It's a good honestly, point,
I think you've met Phil Jones's biggest fan is Dan. He absolutely loves Phil Jones. The Phil Jones fan club, I think he says to me.
It's a good point though about like Burnley, for example. Last season we probably wouldn't have won that game. We showed grit, determination. We kept a clean sheet. And yeah, I agree. I think that resilience that we're starting to show, we just need to see it on a more consistent basis now.
Yeah, I've been impressed with how many games we've won after conceding early goals. Finishing games a stronger team. Yeah, absolutely. You are definitely doing. Good question, Scotty. Apparently he missed training yesterday. So I think it all depends on tomorrow and Saturday. So we'll see. Does Dane really? I'm not believing you. Not believing you. Thomas Eakin is in 2-1 Man United, he's saying. Nothing to joke about. Let's talk about Bruno Fernandes, because everyone likes to call him Bruno Fernandes, but I have to admit the impact he has had on your team is incredible.
I don't care what anyone says, if he gets into any other team in the Premier League, any other team, he's just class. And the thing I like about him, yes, sometimes it's frustrating because he'll give the ball away because he's trying to do something a bit clever. But he's always trying something. And if it doesn't come off, I guarantee he's the nearest player chasing it down and trying to win the ball back. Like, he's got that, we know he's got that leadership trait anyway, but it's just his tenacity, his desire to get the ball back, like his desire to up the tempo of play. And like I say, sometimes it can be frustrating, but if anything is going to happen, I'd say 9 times out of 10 it comes through Bruno. And he's just transformed us. He really has.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Ross said, we've had VAR decisions against us this season, but I don't want to make that excuse for our form. Honestly, Chris, our form recently has just been horrendous. So, but yeah, this is, as you say, this is the game to bounce back. We're grinding out results now. A year ago, we would have lost or drawn against the likes of Wolves and Burnley. Yeah, they definitely said that. Hello, Liz. Exactly, a lot more fight in the team this year. Bruno can have a bad game and still get a goal and assist. Yeah. That's a very good point.
How often have we seen him do that? And it's like Rashford the other day against Burnley, had an awful game, still ended up with an assist. And that's what I mean. We have got quality going forwards. And when it clicks, it really does click. But we've always got goals going forwards. And that's something that I think we'd lacked previously. But yeah, Bruno, his bad game is like someone else's probably average game. He doesn't really have a bad game. Do you know what I mean? He's always there or thereabouts to make something happen.
Yeah, absolutely. My prediction is Liverpool 1, Man United 0. I think a scrappy, tense game. Right, the big question I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to get you thinking with this one. If there is one moment in a Liverpool-Manchester United game or Man United-Liverpool game that you could change, what would it be and why?
That's a hard one.
Chat, you can get involved as well.
Chat, help me out. Yeah, one moment I can change.
Yeah.
If you're going to say bring back, I wanted to watch Gerrard getting sent off after like a couple of seconds again. I wanted to watch that one. But that's a tough question, Doug. There's been a lot of moments in. A lot of moments. I want to see a red card this time out, someone's just said. Oh, there's been so many moments.
Actually, was it Steven
Have you
Gerrard
got
the
a
last
moment?
red card?
Have you got a moment as a Liverpool fan that you'd like to change?
I would say Gerrard's
It's hard
red card.
to narrow it to one, isn't it? There's like so many merge.
Yeah, I would say Gerrard's red card because he was basically on for about 48 seconds, and I remember the tackle he went into Mata. That was a feisty challenge. That was a challenge you could have in a Liverpool Man United game. But then obviously the challenge that Herrera brought in, and then he stamped on him. So yeah, I would probably say that.
That is a tough question.
Oh, that's a very good question.
It's a very tough question. Obviously, I could talk about several, like you said, Vidic red card, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really tough question. What would have changed? Benteke scoring an overhead kick against us. How on earth? Benteke, a player who, I don't know, it seems to have slipped off the face of the earth recently for Palace, bless him. He obviously fell out of form and that, but that goal he scored against us.
Yeah.
That was a ridiculous finish. Like, that was a world beat ever. And that goal's kind of underrated as well, I think. Like, you don't hear it spoken about because obviously the result at the end of it, but that goal was mad. Gerrard kissing the camera. Yeah, actually, that's a good one. That one. Gerrard kissing the camera. Yeah, that's a good one. That's got to be up there.
That is a very, very good one. Oh, here we go.
I changed the slip, someone said. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I want Fabinho to crunch Dan James again. Failing that, I'm more than happy for him to take Bruno out.
You'd have to catch him first.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello to Nipun as well. Yeah, chat. Just keep getting your thinking caps on. Tough question. That's why I asked it.
That is a tough question.
That is why I asked it. Yeah, Gerrard kissing the bloody camera, scoring at Old Trafford, says Dan. 38 seconds. I knew it wasn't long. And I want to say red card this time out. Been a while since we've seen one. I actually can't remember the last red card, and I think it might have been Gerrard.
If everybody starts, there's a possibility. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously with Bailly, do you think Maguire has played a lot better with him in the side?
100%. I think defensively across the line we've played better with Bailly in there. I think it's a confidence thing, knowing that you've got that pace, and it complements Maguire perfectly. He looks a lot more comfortable on the ball with Eric Bailly there. And I think even though if you slip or you make a mistake, he's there to back you up. Like, he reads the game really well physically. He puts his head in where it hurts. And some of the blocks that he made last few games, at Burnley, a lot of blocks went underrated and focused on Pogba's goal. But prior to that, he made so many crucial blocks in a really physical game. He just put his head in where it hurts, puts his body on the line. You can tell he'll do anything to defend for United. And yeah, he's exactly what we need right now.
I've thought of one. I was at this game. I was at the 2015-2016 game. It was 1-1. Gerrard scored a free kick and Javier Hernandez scored. 2012-2013 season. Gerrard scored a free kick and Hernandez scored the equaliser. It was the Suarez Evra incident. Yeah, that is something I would change.
So this whole Suarez everything, I mean, it was a mess, wasn't it? It was an absolute mess. But I mean, you see Suarez now, he went from Barcelona to obviously Atletico. Is that now? Mm-hmm. Like, do you think he could still play in the Premier League? I'm not saying would you take him, but do you think he could still do a job in the Premier?
I think he could. I don't know if he is more. Well, I don't know if he's pacey enough anymore. I think he may have lost his pace a little bit, but I think he could. I think he could do a job in the Premier League. I really do. I still think he would do a good job in the Premier League.
He's a class finisher. I mean, that aside, obviously you can't deny his ability. Class finisher. I was just wondering if you felt, because I don't watch a lot of Suarez anymore. I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans still kind of see how he's doing, and I was just wondering if you felt he could do a job still.
Yeah, Abel Hazard. Who will get penalty first?
Fernandez.
Yeah, I would say Fernandez as well. Gerrard was the last one. So it's been since then 5 years, 6 years. Very interesting. Very interesting. Moment I love, the Liverpool fan crying after. Oh, I was too young to remember that game. I think I was 7.
Yeah.
I was 7, so I couldn't remember that. Man United 0, Liverpool 0, and 2018-2019 season changed that into win for Liverpool. Oh yeah, that's true. I won't change it, but just to see Gerrard sending off on repeat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought you were going to ask for a repeated moment, and that would be the moment I would repeat, definitely.
Maguire's more secure with Paisley. Crazy Bailly next to him. I like the fact he called Bailly crazy.
He is.
I know someone mentioned changing the slip, but that was Chelsea. Ask us there. Yeah, that was Chelsea. That was Chelsea. Imagine having fans back to like Scousers witness Man United lifting a trophy at Old Trafford. Yeah, the May the 1st is the Old Trafford game. That is a big, big game. Question for Sophie. I'm thinking of doing a podcast soon called Football for Thought. I need a Manchester United fan, a Liverpool fan, a Man City fan, an Arsenal fan, and a Spurs fan.
Yeah, just drop me a message. Drop me a message and we'll see when I'm available. But definitely, yeah.
I'd be up for that as well. I'd be up for that. Who would be most likely for red out of both teams if one was to happen? Robertson.
Think?
Robertson's feisty.
You know what though? Bruno Fernandes is not a bad shout. A few times where he's been booked and he doesn't back out of a challenge when he's booked. He still keeps the same tenacity, the same willingness to get the ball back. And sometimes you're like, like watching him, like you think he's going to get sent off. So, yeah, that would, with like emotions being high and stuff, like I wouldn't write that off, but hopefully that doesn't happen, of course.
No, absolutely not. Maguire played really well against Burnley. Yeah. By the way, why was that goal ruled out? Because I did not see anything wrong.
Honestly, it's still a touchy subject, this. Kevin Friend, not my friend. Like that. You see those headers all game? You saw Burnley doing them literally all game.
Alan Shearer used to do that every single time for Newcastle.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, probably he put his arm up, but that's only because he got up earlier than the player he was competing with. He got up earlier than him. It was Peters, wasn't it? I think he got up earlier than him, so his arms already above him. He just clapped. But it wasn't a foul, in my opinion. And I was gutted because it was such a peach of a header as well. The header was perfect.
Great header.
I was calling 20 pence head on my stream the other week just as a joke, saying he always seems to make contact with the ball, but it never seems to direct it. That time he literally made perfect contact. He directed it. It was a near impossible header. It was a great header, and it gets taken away from him. I was gutted for him, but he did play really well.
Yeah, that's a good question from Seamus. Are these derbies very flat now with no fans in the stadium? The atmosphere plays a big part in derbies as well.
I'm hoping not on Sunday, but I think the Manchester derby, you definitely felt that. It was very flat. It didn't feel like a derby game. It felt like a pre-season friendly, didn't it?
Seeing Costa Liverpool makes me think Suarez could fit there as well.
That's the team that came to my head, to be honest. That was the team that came to my head.
Never say never. Your dad will be watching that and be like, please give us Diego Costa or give us Luis Suarez.
Yeah, he just wants a striker. I spoke to him yesterday. He's just desperate for a striker.
Suarez dragged us to title challenge in 2014, won games on his own. Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was incredible that season, to be honest.
Danny Murphy scoring a winner against us a couple of seasons back. I changed that. Yeah, Danny Murphy had Danny Murphy did have a knack of scoring against United, and especially at Old Trafford as well. Suarez can still get a goal, but has lost a lot of pace. So agree with me about Suarez. I could watch Torres skinning Vidic over and over again.
No.
In terms of repeated moments, Man United 1, Liverpool 4, 2008-2009. Man United 0, Liverpool 3, 2013-2014. Oh, that's a good one, Chris. Yeah, one moment I would change is Gerrard missing that penalty, because he would have had a hat-trick of penalties at Old Trafford.
Get that off the screen, Doug. Take that off the screen, Doug.
Fabinho and Bailly, says Kian. I think we're talking about red cards. Mohamed is in. Hope you're doing well. Just 21 is coming, I hope. To be fair, that was a crap decision. Goal should have stood. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Brady was lucky to not be sent off, in my opinion, for Burnley.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Doug, as a football fan, so not a United fan? I'd be interested to see. Luke Shaw's tackle. A lot of people are saying he was lucky to stay on the pitch after that. Do you agree with that?
I said in my predictions video that will be coming out later on, I said that 99 times out of 100, you would see probably the ball won in that aspect. But I think because of obviously follow throughs and that, and obviously with VAR there, I don't think he was lucky to stay on the pitch. No, I honestly don't. It was a bad tackle.
I thought a yellow was a fair one, but even so, like Gary Neville was. I mean, I love Neville, but some of the stuff he was saying, I know he has to seem unbiased and that, but like 3 times you watch the clip and he was like, he hasn't touched the ball, and I'm thinking he literally blatantly hit the ball first. It wasn't like he went guns blazing, stuns up. He hit the ball, and like you say, it was the follow through. So I don't think he meant to catch Brady. So I think a yellow was fair, but that Brady got off lightly there because of that incident. He got lucky. Because if that didn't happen, then it was definite for me. It was a goal scoring opportunity.
I would agree, Chris. I think Brady was lucky as well, but I can't understand why Kevin Friend went back to VAR and then introduced a yellow.
I don't know.
But then again, plot twist: Kevin Friend is Liverpool. Dun dun dun. No, or should I say Kevin Enemy? Friend is very inconsistent. Should have been a goal. That hurt me to say. Kevin.
To be fair, I was calling turf ball the other day.
Yeah, it's one of the most hardest places to go. Ironically, the Maguire header was a classic Burnley style goal.
It was a great header. It's a great header.
Absolutely agree with you, Rich. Absolutely agree. How is that not a penalty for Liverpool versus Newcastle when the keeper cut Mane's leg? Nah. You've seen them, Gavin. You've given them. It's a damn shame, Mohammed. When I was a young man at school, you had to positively crunch someone before play would stop. Interesting enough. Hello to GB. Hope you're doing well. Your dad is in, watching from Twitter. Is Jota back the weekend? No, he is not. He will not be back, I think, until I think West Ham away, which I think is the 31st of January. So that's a bit of a worry. Right. I've got to ask you this. What is your starting 11 for Man United against Liverpool?
I'm going to say the Hair in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back. I'd have Boy and Maguire centre backs, Luke Shaw left back, McTominay and Fred holding, Bruno just in front of them, and then I think it'll be Rashford, Cavani centrally, and then Martial. If Martial's injured, Pogba.
Interesting. Right, guys, get your starting 11s in the comments in the chat, and I'll read them out, and I will get my wee banner. I'll just pop that off the screen. So this is the starting 11. I think Jurgen Klopp will go with, and it will come on the screen now. So we've got Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Robertson, Thiago Alcantara, Wijnaldum, Shaqiri. Yes, I will talk about that in a minute. Salah, Mane, Firmino. I think Xherdan Shaqiri will start this game. And the reason I say that, I think the performance he had against Villa when he came on changed the game for me. So I would definitely play Shaqiri. So looking at that lineup, obviously Henderson at the back with Fabinho, does that give you a bit of confidence getting goals with like Cavani and maybe Martial, Rashford? Definitely.
I think if Thiago starts in the middle as well, that's why I think Fred and McTominay get the nod, because I think they're more tenacious in the middle. They're not going to give him a lot of time. You don't want to give Thiago time because you know what you can do with it. So yeah, I think Henderson, Fabinho as well. You have to look and say defensively they're there for the taking. I'm not saying that they're not decent players, but they're playing out of position. And someone like Cavani, I'm sure, will be filled with confidence looking at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here we go. Who can forget Berbatov's hat-trick against Liverpool finished off with an overhead kick? Yes, I remember that game as well. We managed to flip that too.
The clip of him the other night saying, "We'll do what we want, we're Man United." Did you see him singing? Love it. I love him.
Thiago versus Bruno, big matchup. Delete the above comment.
That's the one I asked you to get rid of the screen, I think.
Sean Dyche was angry at United doing Burnley things, was so salty and so lovely to watch. Like Ollie has made you a really difficult team to play against. Brady should have been said off. Brady was more of a red card than Shaw, in my opinion. A lot of people saying about that. Look, Shaw, yellow at worst, took about 10 minutes to decide, so hardly clear and obvious. Exactly. I think both Liverpool and United fans are relish in the fact it could be between them for the title, but I think City are the team to watch. They will be in the mix as well. Yeah, I
City
mean,
are
if you're
hitting good form now. City are hitting good form. You can see it. They've got confidence. Okay, they played against us the other night. I think, yeah, they're clicking into form now, and they'll be there or thereabouts for sure.
Yeah, right. A couple of teams: Alisson, Trent, Fabinho, Phillips, Robbo, Thiago Henderson, Shaqiri, Salah, Firmino, Mane. No Genie, Kian. Very, very interesting. We need to beat Man United this Sunday. Come on, Reds. Liverpool for life. I'd still have the same starting as versus Burnley. I prefer Matic starting. I want Pogba high up on the left mid. I believe Matic is doubtful because I believe he played on, but he got a knock against Burnley. Martial's doubtful as well.
Yeah.
2 more goals for Big Shaq, please God, says Kean. Right, Mohamed Aid, David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Alex Telles, Fred, Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Edson Cavani.
Could
Interesting. Happen. I think it says Ollie will go defensive, he says, as well.
I think it's going to be a really interesting one. I don't think we can go too defensive. We still need to have that threat on the counter. Because, as I said, it'll just be a matter of time until Liverpool score. We need to have threat going the other way. But it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a team getting battered. I think it's going to be tight.
De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, by Maguire, Shaw, Fred, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, Cavani. Yeah. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I predict Liverpool will go with Alisson, Trent, Fabinho, Phillips, Robbo, Thiago, Hendo, Gini, Shaq, Firmino, Mane. Really? No Salah? Interesting. My starting 11: Alisson, Arnold, Fabinho, Phillips, Robertson, Henderson, Thiago, Salah, Shaqiri, Mane, Firmino. We need Henderson in midfield, that drive in midfield. So you think it could be a 4-2-3-1? That would be interesting. Heard the government stop people coming in from Portugal. That's our transfer window over. Oh, Sean. Will it be a Fergie time winner? I will get to predictions very shortly. Alisson, Trent, Fabinho, Hendo, Robertson, Gini, Thiago, Shaq, Firmino, Mane, Salah. So same team as me. Fernando Torres. I've got a few against United, of course.
He did.
It was a happy place for us at United at my hometown. Oh yeah, Bulls from Burnley. I keep forgetting that as well. I trust my gut feeling, says original gunner. Interesting. United to win 2-1. Phil Jones overhead kick last.
Not going to happen. You can't even play anyway.
I think you're talking nonsense, Sean, to be honest. Right. Prediction. What are you going to go for?
So tight. I'm not going to bet against United. I'm going to say 2-1 win to us. I'm not going to sound that confidently, but that's what I'm going to say. 2-1. I think we'll concede, and I think it'll be tight. I'm hoping for that Fergie time winner, to be fair.
I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
I think it's going to be one of them either way.
I'm going to say that you guys score first, and we'll come back and win 2-1 because we seem to have a knack of going behind at home and then coming back to win. I think we've done it against Sheffield United. We've done it against West Ham. So I think we will do that. But we'll see what happens. Get your predictions in the chat, and I'll read them.
Who do you think will score for us, Doug?
Bruno for me. And I think Salah and Mane will score for us. So, yeah. What's this? My United team first will be Pogba in goal, Cavani, Rashford, Jones, De Gea.
Put a bet on that.
5 at the back with James and Rashford up front for me. Need pace to hit you on the break.
A few people think James would start. A few people have actually said that they reckon James will start. Personally, I don't think so. Maybe if Martial's injured, maybe James could come in, to be fair. But I think it depends on
United won. I think it'll be a lot tighter than that, original gunner, but we'll see. 1-0 Liverpool, 2-1 Liverpool win, Origi winner, #believe in Divock.
I think you've seen people a lot of times this season already, though, that when we do concede, that's kind of the kick up the arse that we need to get started. Like so many times it's taken us to go behind before we've actually started playing. So, if like you say, for example, Liverpool score first, I don't know. We've shown recently the resilience to come back from that position. So, I don't think we're too downhearted from that.
Mohamed A has put his combined 11. He's gone Alisson, Trent, Bailly, Fabinho, Robertson, Henderson, Fred, Bruno, Mane, Salah, Rashford. Oh, this is probably players that are fit for the game. That's a good team, actually. Prediction, Liverpool 1, Man United 1, Cavani late header.
Come on.
JB has said, let me say, 2-1, our counters will be too much for you and nobody getting passed by. Interesting. Worth a bet on Origi winner. We do that too, concede and we're off.
Yeah.
2-1 Liverpool. Get your words out, Douglas. Thiago winner. Interesting. Darren Warburton's going for 2-1 Man United. I'm not reading that. We both have a knack for that, to be fair.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 Liverpool. Firmino overhead kick. I would take that for sure. Martial is injured. James or Greenwood, asks Rich Sports.
My choice, Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see James start in if that is the case.
Is that pace, isn't it? Is that pace on the wings?
I just think James is so one-dimensional. I mean, on the counter, it's really useful. But if you're under the cosh a little bit and we want someone to keep hold of the ball, like he's a bit lightweight. And it's better in open games. I mean, yes, I personally would go for Greenwood because he's better on the ball.
Dominic Rich is in. Hello, Dominic. Big City fan. The game will draw, more points dropped. That's what you would like to happen for sure. El Matador, I want Man United to win, but Anfield record is phenomenal. But our away form is good enough. I can't speak tonight. Sorry, folks. Liverpool 1-0, 98th minute penalty winner. Ooh. We'll see. Read today that Martial is likely to be fit for Sunday. Okay.
Hope so.
That'll be interesting. Hopefully we win to put Man United back where they belong, below Liverpool. Sophie, it's been an absolute pleasure to preview the game as well. Where can we find you on your socials?
Thank you for having me on, Doug. Thanks to everyone in the chat as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. Socials, Twitter is @SophRicho, Instagram is SophRicho with a kiss on the end of it, and of course, if you could subscribe to my channel, HairDryerTreatment as well, I'd really appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely, yes. Go over and subscribe to Sophie. Get her to 15k. I know I'm trying to get it to 1k. I'm getting ever so closer now.
You're getting there, Doug. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Consistency, you're doing really well.
Absolutely. I'm going to make this promise that whatever the result is on Sunday, I will appear on anyone's channels. So just hit me up. I can appear on any review if you want me to. I would like to.
Depends on the result for me, Doug. I'm joking.
Yeah. I'm happy to jump on your review if you want. Honestly.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send you a link over with me and Meg. That's cool.
Aye, absolutely. That'll be good. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. So let's see what some of you said. That was fun. Thanks, Doug and Sophie. Not a problem. Take care, everyone. Hoping it will be an exciting game Sunday. Jurgen Klopp's due. Rafa Benitez. I hope not. But yeah, guys, if you have missed this live streaming or watching it back when it obviously processes, then please leave us a comment, and I'm sure myself or Sophie will be able to reply to you as well. But yeah, let's hope for a fantastic game on Sunday, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. Hopefully, it's me that's smiling and not Sophie. But it's been a fantastic preview to obviously do this preview, and we'll see what happens for Sunday. I must admit, the more it gets towards the game, I'm being nervous, very, very nervous. Are you feeling that way?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've tried not to really think about it too much. I've been at work and stuff and kind of think about other stuff. But Saturday night, I think I'll struggle to sleep. To be honest with you, it's one of them. I think we're top as well. It just adds to it, doesn't it? It's a huge game.
Yeah, Dan, I've just seen your comment and I'm not reading it. Phil Jones, 89th minute, he's injured, so it's not going to happen. And on that note, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now. Come on, Liverpool.